Hi, how's it going? Oliver Carlin here. So, who are these We Buy Houses people that you see their bandit signs all over town? The We Buy Houses people, they're just investors or wholesalers. When you call the number on the sign, that's who you're going to get. A wholesaler is pretty much somebody who they'll kind of advertise themselves as an investor, but a wholesaler, the thing to take note of with them is they're not actually going to be buying your house. Typically, they're just going to put the house under contract with you so no one else can get it, and then they're going to list it for to all their investors to buy it from them. And it's a good deal for them, but it could work out bad for you if you're in a time crunch and they don't end up closing on the deal because they can't find a buyer. So I'd recommend finding out if it's a wholesaler or if it's a actual cash buyer you're dealing with. Now, if it is an investor you're dealing with, they're going to actually use a formula to determine the value of your house, of what they're going to give you, and that formula is pretty simple. It's going to be about 30 to 35% below market value and minus repairs. So $200,000 house be about $140,000, and then minus repairs from there, right? So you might be thinking, well, who would be crazy enough to take an offer for $60,000 below market value? Why would I? You're pretty much paying an investor $60,000 to take your house. Doesn't make sense. Well, in most situations, it won't make sense. The majority won't. I mean, if your house is in great condition and you're not in a hurry, you can wait a couple months to sell the house, then list it for sale. Don't call the signs. That'd be stupid if you call the signs, because you'd lose out a lot of money when you don't need to. But there are situations that would actually be beneficial for someone to call the We Buy Houses signs, and those situations would be like if you're let's say you're behind on your house payments and the bank is getting ready to foreclose on you, and you don't have the time. And what if your house needs a lot of repairs? What if you need $40,000 in repairs and you don't have the money right now? You're on a time crunch, you don't have the money, and if they foreclose you, your credit score gets destroyed. So what would you do? That's kind of a crazy situation, right, to be in. It's not every day, but it does happen. And those people would actually benefit from calling the We Buy Houses signs, okay? Or there's other situations too. Typically, it might be an emotional thing. If maybe you got out of a divorce, or maybe you just lost a loved one, and you can't deal with the house emotionally. You go in there, you have to clean out the stuff, you have to make repairs, you have to do whatever, and it's tearing you up inside. Those situations, We Buy Houses people the benefits they bring is they close quick. You just pretty much walk out of the house. They're going to take over any repairs. They'll even get rid of your junk for you. Whatever it is, they can close in a couple weeks. And so that can have its benefits. And with those benefits, though, you're going to pay for it. Think about it like this. If you're to take your car to the dealership, and do you think they're going to give you, what you want for it? I don't know about you, but I've taken my car to the dealership before, and that was a pretty low offer. It was almost insulting how low it was. But guess what? They're in the business of making money too. And so they are in the business of making money. Investors, that's what they do, is they're out there to make some money. So that's pretty much what a wholesaler is. That's pretty much who an investor is. And that's, if you call those signs, that's pretty much what you're looking to get. And if your house is in great condition, it doesn't really make much sense to pick up the phone and call those signs. You just better list it for sale with an agent, or you could list it for sale by yourself. You can do for sale by owner. I've actually written a pretty detailed blog post on how to do that. If you do agents, they're going to charge you about 3% if you do go with them to list your house. So on a $300,000 house, that would be about $9,000. So if you want to save some money, you don't want to pay them the $9,000, then you could do it yourself. They don't really do that much, and you just hire a real estate attorney and a title company and just follow the steps on my blog, and it's pretty simple. Now, if you don't mind spending the $9,000 to list it with an agent or the 3%, then give them a call. They'll help you with listing it, determining the value of your property, and you can also use my free tool to determine the value of your property, but they'll help you with that as well. And let's see, so that's pretty much covers it. That's your wholesalers. That's who the We Buy Houses bandit signs. That's what they're all about. They're just investors looking for a good deal, and they're actually helping people out. So that's what they do. Some of them, look, some of them might be shady. Some of them might be scam artists. I can't speak for them all, but if it doesn't feel right, or they feel like they're trying to get one over on you, or they're not explaining everything well when you're on the, when they're talking to you about the offer and everything, just tell them no thank you. But don't judge it by the one person. I'd give a couple a call and see how it goes, and see what else. So that's pretty much it. So that's the Who We Are signs, the wholesalers, investors. If your house in good condition, sell it yourself or list it with an agent. And so that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, list them below. I'd love to see what you have to say, or your question could help someone else out too. And if you find value in this, please share it and like it. And if you know someone that's thinking about calling on those signs, share this video with them too. It might help them out. All right, well, take care now. I'll talk to you later.